Okay, so let's try this one. This one's got a lot of stuff going on it. Negative 3 tan of x over 2 plus 2 pi. So first thing I'm going to do is throw down a graph of tan. Tan again, pi over 2. Negative pi over 2 is where I have my asymptotes, vertical asymptotes. Goes to a point 0 to the right, it follows it up, to the left it goes down. Okay, so what are things happening to this? Well, I have a 3 here. 3 would usually affect my amplitude, but tan doesn't really have an amplitude. So yeah, it's going to go up a little faster, but that's about it. So I can kind of just sketch that in at the end. What about the negative? What is that going to do to it? Negative in front usually flips over the x. So I'm going to need to do that. What else is going to happen? Well, I should probably rewrite this. So negative 3 tan. And when I say rewrite it, pull out whatever's in front of this x. In this case, it's a 1 over 2. So pull out a 1/2. So 1/2. If I divide by 1/2, I will just get x. 2 divided by 1/2, I'd flip and multiply. So plus 4 pi. So this thing would have a period of pi divided by 1/2. Again, flip and multiply, 2 pi. Okay, and it shifts left 4 pi. So let's do these two first, and then we'll go ahead and try to draw in our shift. So instead of having the asymptotes here, I divide it by 1/2, which means I multiply by 2. So I'm going to go ahead and draw in my asymptotes there. So instead of being at pi over 2, it's going to be at pi. Instead of being at negative pi over 2, it's going to be at negative pi. So just multiplying both of them by 2. Still going to go through 0 because 0 times 2 is still 0. And then it flips over the x. So instead of going right and up, it's actually going to go right and down. Instead of going left and down, it's actually going to go left and up. It just flipped this over the x. Okay, so this is my graph of these two parts. Now I want to shift it left 4 pi, which means my new 0, instead of being at 0, put my vertex, I guess, way over here. My new 0 would be at negative 4 pi. So that's my 0. This would shift left 4 pi. So pi minus 4 pi would be negative 3 pi. So I'll put an asymptote there. Negative pi minus 4 pi would be minus 5 pi. So I'll put an asymptote there. And then I'm just redrawing my graph. So this one, because it flipped left and up, right and down.